The courtroom was packed that morning, the kind of heavy silence that only appeared when everyone sensed something explosive was about to happen. The bailiff announced the case. Vanessa Reed versus Ethan Blackwood, and whispers instantly spread across the room. The Blackwood name carried power throughout Manhattan. Their family owned luxury towers, hotels, and investment firms that shaped half the city skyline, and the young man entering the courtroom looked exactly like someone born into unlimited privilege. Ethan Blackwood was 29, sharply dressed in a charcoal designer suit, with a silver watch gleaming beneath the lights. He walked with the relaxed arrogance of a man who had never faced real consequences. When he sat at the defendant's table, a faint smirk rested across his face, like this entire courtroom was just another inconvenience. Judge Judy glanced down at the file in front of her. "Mr. Blackwood," she said calmly, "you are being sued by Miss Vanessa Reed for property damage, totaling $78,000. She claims you and your friends vandalized her restaurant after an argument. Is that accurate?" Ethan barely looked up from his phone. "Allegedly," he answered lazily. Judge Judy's eyebrow lifted slightly. "Put the phone away, Mr. Blackwood. This is a courtroom, not a private lounge." A few people in the audience chuckled quietly. Ethan slipped the phone into his pocket with exaggerated politeness. "Of course, Your Honor." Across from him sat Vanessa Reed, a woman in her early 40s with exhausted eyes and steady posture. She wore a plain blouse, but there was quiet strength in the way she held herself. Her fingers were tightly clasped together, though her gaze never left the defendant. Judge Judy continued reading. According to the report, Mr. Blackwood entered the plaintiff's business on March 21 with 2 associates. A confrontation occurred. Furniture and equipment were damaged, and the plaintiff states you threatened employees before leaving. Do you deny this? Ethan leaned back casually. "Your Honor, this whole thing is exaggerated. My friends and I stopped by after hours. Maybe a table got knocked over. These things happen. I even offered to pay that night, but once she realized who I was, suddenly it became a lawsuit." The audience murmured. Judge Judy remained expressionless. "You offered to pay? I don't see documentation." "It wasn't formal," Ethan replied with a shrug. "People like her tend to dramatize situations when wealthy families are involved." Vanessa flinched slightly. Judge Judy slowly looked up. "People like her," Ethan smiled carelessly. "Small business owners. Always blaming somebody when business struggles." Silence spread through the courtroom. Judge Judy tapped her pen once against the desk. "Miss Reed," she said calmly. "Tell me what happened." Vanessa inhaled slowly. "He came in around closing time," she explained. "We had already cleaned the coffee machines. My employee politely explained we were closed. He laughed and said his family owned the building. When my manager refused service, he got angry. He shoved a chair over, knocked down a display shelf, and threatened us before leaving." Judge Judy turned toward Ethan. "Did you threaten her staff?" He gave a short laugh. "Maybe I said something out of frustration, but nothing serious." The next morning, Vanessa continued softly. "Our front windows were smashed." Judge Judy's gaze sharpened. "Do you have evidence proving you weren't involved?" Ethan smirked again. "My father's legal team already handled the police report. No evidence connected me to the damage, so honestly, I'm not sure why we're still here." Judge Judy closed the folder slowly. "I'll decide what's a waste of time, Mr. Blackwood." His smile weakened slightly. "I didn't mean disrespect, Your Honor. I just have important meetings today." "You'll survive missing one." Soft laughter spread through the gallery. Ethan's jaw tightened. "My father contributes to several city programs," he added carefully, "including legal institutions." The bailiff immediately looked toward him. Judge Judy leaned back. "Is that supposed to impress me?" "No," Ethan answered smoothly. "I'm simply saying my family supports the city. We all benefit from the same system." Judge Judy stared at him silently, then Ethan made the mistake that changed the room forever. "Relax, Judge," he said casually. "My family practically owns half this city." Gasps echoed around the courtroom. "And honestly," he added with a grin, "that includes this system too." The silence afterward felt unbearable. Judge Judy didn't blink. Not for several seconds, then quietly, dangerously she asked, "Would you like to repeat that?" Ethan misunderstood her calmness completely. "It's not an insult," he said confidently. It's reality. Blackwood Holdings funds half the developments in Manhattan. We sponsor public projects, courts, schools. Judge Judy interrupted sharply. This courtroom operates on something your money cannot purchase. The room fell completely still. Truth. Her voice sliced through the silence. And truth has a very expensive price for liars. For the first time, Ethan's confidence flickered. Judge Judy opened another file. You stated your father's legal team resolved this matter. Interesting. Because I reviewed additional evidence during recess. Ethan straightened slightly. Judge Judy continued. Miss Reed's security footage was supposedly erased after the incident. However, her insurance company automatically backed the footage to a cloud server. The color immediately drained from Ethan's face. The courtroom monitor flickered on. The video showed Ethan stumbling into the restaurant late at night with two friends. He was visibly intoxicated. Moments later he shoved furniture aside and shouted, "My family owns this block, you'll regret this." The audience watched in stunned silence. When the video ended, Judge Judy folded her hands calmly. That was you, correct? Ethan swallowed hard. They were disrespectful to me, that justifies destruction? No. Judge Judy snapped sharply. What it justifies is accountability. His lawyer attempted to interrupt, but she silenced him immediately. You walked into a small business, destroyed property, intimidated employees, and expected your family name to erase consequences. Ethan's composure began cracking visibly. You don't understand how this works, he muttered quietly. My father handles problems quickly. Judge Judy leaned forward slightly. You mean consequences. The words hit like a hammer. She opened another report. It appears this is not your first incident either. Disorderly conduct in Miami. Assault allegations in Chicago. A hit-and-run settlement in the Hamptons. The audience stared in disbelief. A pattern emerges, Judge Judy continued. A wealthy young man repeatedly shielded from accountability by influence and money. Ethan looked shaken now. You're making an example out of me, he argued desperately. Judge Judy answered instantly. No, Mr. Blackwood, you made an example out of yourself. I'm simply holding up the mirror. Applause erupted before the bailiff restored order. Judge Judy turned toward Vanessa gently. Miss Reed, people like this survive because nobody stands up to them. Today you did. Vanessa wiped tears from her eyes. Thank you, Your Honor. Judge Judy faced Ethan once more. You told me your family owns this city. Let me explain something to you. Cities don't remember arrogant heirs, they remember integrity. They remember honesty, and right now, all you've built is embarrassment. Ethan's hands trembled slightly. My father will fix this, he whispered. Judge Judy's reply came ice cold. No, Mr. Blackwood, he won't. She lifted the judgment papers. This court finds in favor of the plaintiff, Miss Vanessa Reed. The room held its breath. You are ordered to pay full damages for property destruction. Additional punitive damages for intimidation and misconduct. And this matter will be referred for further legal review regarding possible interference with evidence. Ethan stared at her in shock. You can't do that. Judge Judy didn't even react. It stopped being a minor case the moment privilege attempted to bury truth. The audience gasped again. Judge Judy stood slowly from the bench. You walked in here believing wealth made you untouchable. But money cannot buy dignity. It cannot purchase respect. And it certainly cannot own this courtroom. Ethan looked completely defeated now. Judge Judy's final words landed like thunder. You said your family owned everything. But today you learned in something important, Mr. Blackwood. She lifted the gavel. The only thing you truly own is your behavior. The gavel slammed down. Court adjourned.